Hello, all my friends. I hope you're having a fabulous, outstanding day. Another bike video. I hope you all get something out of it. Please, if you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button. Click on the link. Click on the bell. Thank you for watching. Tell your friends. If you want, Google me. You can read all about me, attorney, realtor, newbie bikes, e-bikes, because I don't know anything about bikes. And a lot of videos I see online make my head hurt because they're so hard. Now, today, I'm going to put in flat out. Seen some videos online. It looks kind of simple. Some of the videos looks kind of hard. So today I'm going to do flat out. What is flat out? Flat out is a Kevlar base, magical, super flat preventative liquid. I think it was actually designed for the military government. They say they still use it in all the vehicles. If you look online, everybody swears by this. This bottle here is enough for 2 fat tires. So I'm going to put it in half in the front, half in the rear, and then I'm going to ride up and down the street for a while. I can't just lift up the rear. I could lift up the rear and turn the front motor off. But once you put it in tires, you need to fill up the tires with air, and then you need to run those tires spin around to get the magical flat preventative solution to go around the tire. When I have to replace the tires, I'm going to buy a super good puncture resistant tire, and then I bought specialty inner tubes that already come with a flat preventative liquid in them. So I will, when I have to replace these tires, I'm going to put like a flat preventative liner in there, not Tannis, probably like a Tuffy tire. My new inner tubes with magical stuff in them, and then I'll probably do flat out to try to minimize having a flat while I'm on the road. So today we're going to do the flat out, and well, it's so painful to take the stem out of the tire and to deflate a perfectly good tube, but that's what we're going to do. All right, step 1, don't take the top off. It says to pull it up. And then it says to take out the cap. So we're gonna try to take out the cap without making a mess. Take out the cap. Then the cap has a little notch in it. You use that to remove the stem. Oh, hold on a second. We're gonna have to sit my butt on the floor. Hello, all my friends. Part 2 of the flat out. Last time we were here, I had pulled this out. As the instructions say, and I pulled this top off as the instructions say to do. And then you're supposed to take this. And anyway, as you all saw, this is actually was breaking, wasn't working. So the part just came in from Amazon. It's the same exact style, but it's metal. So now we're going to go in and it's so painful to take the air out of a perfectly good tire. You can hear it coming out. There's a little part. So we're going to take the air out of this one. We're going to put the flat out in. Then we're going to put this back in. We're going to pump it up. We're going to do the same thing with the front tire. And then we're going to run up and down the street, up and down the street, up and down the street to get them tires to go and to spin it. So let's do the next step. All right, the next thing I did, I got my adjustable pliers and I put them here on the stem because as I was putting on the hose for the flat out, the stem wanted to rise up into the rim in the tire, and that'd be a pain in the butt. So I put my adjustable pliers, locked and clamped it. Then I put my hose of the flat out on the tube. Now I'm going to squeeze in 16 ounces, just like that. And I put this towel here in case I drip and make a big old mess. It flows in pretty good. We're just going to keep squeezing. It's already dripping on my towel and I didn't want it to get on my hub or the brake pads. If it gets on the brake pad, it's going to contaminate them and ruin them. Let's see what we... All right, get a flashlight, shine it behind the bottle. I put in about half, a little bit more than half in the rear. So now we're going to take it apart. Before I take my pliers off, I'm going to put the stem back in. So let's put the stem back in. All right, we got the stem sitting in the tool. We're going to take our big sausage fingers, put it right in the center of the stem, and then we're going to turn righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So I turned lefty to take it out, lefty-loosey, and now I'm turning it in righty, and that's tight. Adjustable pliers. Now we're gonna go do the front. This caught all my drips, and then we're gonna pump it up, and then we're gonna ride. All right, I put the clamps back on because I'm doing it old school. Pump. I'm pumping. I'm putting air in the old way. All right, we're doing the front. Adjustable pliers. So it doesn't go up. Rag, so we don't make a mess on our motor or really our brakes. Put a rag there. Amazon tool. Fits right in there. It slipped right in there perfectly. Lefty-loosey. You squeeze all the air out. I didn't even have to touch that tube and it went in pretty easy. This is a bike stand that I bought for like, oh shit, we caught that mother. This is a bike stand I bought from Amazon to keep the bike without using the kickstand. So here's a tip. I'm not editing this out. When you take the air out of the tire, the stand will no longer work. I actually bought a second stand to put in the rear for when I work on the bike, but it hasn't come from Amazon. It's not coming till tomorrow. So there's your FYI. Make sure your kickstand's down unless you have the rear also in one of these bicycle stands. So we caught the bike, thank God. Poor Roxy's scared. Now we're on the kickstand. Now, before I lost over 120 some pounds, I never would have been able to stretch. Plus I'd be breathing hard. All right. Putting it back on. The front, squeezing it all the way. Goes on pretty easy. As I told you, this flows like water. I watched YouTube videos online with this. I don't know. I'm a newbie. I'm hoping my videos are making things simplistic and you're learning something. Like, make sure your kickstand's down unless you have your rear in one of these stands. And now we're dripping, which is why you want your towel. Because this stuff is gooey. You don't want it dripping on your brakes. All right, we have the stem and the tool. We still have our pliers on there. Fat sausage fingers works it in. Now I have super fat sausage fingers. If I can do it, you can too. Turn it to the right till it's tight. Don't overdo it. It's got a little O-ring. All right, we got the stem on. We're gonna hold the bike over, hold it up straight to make it easier to pump. All right, we're back to the back because I noticed that the tire didn't seat right. So it popped out. So this is why I tell everybody, don't believe everything you see on YouTube. So because I had the tires on the bike and how I had it sitting and I wasn't watching when I was pumping it up, the tire didn't seat right. So I had to let all the air out of the tires, front and back, and redo it. I'm gonna redo this video a second time when I get my next bike, which will be coming in a couple months, because I'm gonna put flat out in those tires too. But for this one, I had to cheat. So I used those tire tools. And then I used some lashing straps that I bought on Amazon for like $5. So I cinched up the tire where it wasn't seated right. And then I continued to work it with my hands and those tire tools until I could get some air in to hold it. And then when I had about 5 pounds in each tire, I went for a slow ride up and down the street to get it to seat. So the back is perfect now, and I got 15 pounds in it. I'm getting ready to go for another ride with the front, and I'll put air in that. And this is how I did the front. Lashing straps where it was popping out, and then I slowly pumped up the tire. Would it have been easier if I was taking the tires off? It would have been easier to do the tire and the tube in and of itself. But would it have been easier for me to unhook the motors, because it's all-wheel drive, and undo the nuts and the bolts and then have to realign the brakes and the caliper because everything is aligned perfectly? I don't think so. I'd rather do it this way. I think the one thing that would have made it easier is a battery powered pump. So I'm actually going to go into Gary's e-bike adventures, one of the channels I subscribe to and that I frequently recommend because he does great keep it simple, stupid repairs. He just did one on a pump. Probably going to go buy that pump that he recommended. The other thing that I actually bought soon after I got my bike, I bought these self-sealing tubes. So I carry a couple of these. So when if I ever get a flat, I'm going to put this tube in and then flat out inside this. When I change the tires, I'm going to get a good flat resistant tire. I'm going to put a liner in it, a Tuffy liner probably. These tubes and flat out to avoid getting a flat while I'm miles and miles away. The other thing I tell people is if you have a AAA membership, at least in Maryland, and I know a lot of other areas, you get bicycle coverage. Do they come out and fix your flat or fix your bike? No. Do they come out and take you home or to a bike shop if you want, the closest bike shop? Yes. So you can investigate AAA memberships and see if they have bike coverage if you're worried. The most important thing I want you all to get out of this, self-sealing tubes is a good thing. Here's one way to do it. Don't be afraid. The worst that would have happened to me here, I would have taken the wheels off. If I still couldn't have got it, I would have packaged them wheels up in the back of my pickup truck or my Subaru Outback, and I would have gone to a bike shop and had them do it. Don't be afraid to try anything. I'm leaving all my bloopers in this video where the bike almost fell. I'm leaving all that in there. I'm leaving how I didn't get it seated right and how to use lashing straps. Because I'm a newbie and I'm not afraid to admit it. Now, for people who aren't newbies or for people who are newbies but are just smarter than me, please comment. Tell me what I did wrong. Tell me a better way to do it without taking the wheels off. So I hope you got something out of it. At the very least, I hope you got out of it. Who cares if it doesn't work? Don't be afraid to try your maintenance on your bike. All right, please smash the subscribe, click on the like, click on the bell, tell your friends, watch my other videos. I have a mixture of videos, real estate, law, home maintenance, home repairs, bike stuff, bike trips. All right, health. I lost a lot of weight. Health too. I love you all. See ya. All right, my friends, this is the next day for the flat out work. And I'm using my machine. After my flat out on my tires, I watched a couple more videos to see if there was a better way for me to do it. And so this goes back to, don't believe everything that you see on YouTube. As I told you in the video, if you watched it all, you saw my bloopers and everything. No editing. I watched the videos. The people who had the easiest time took the wheels off. That's a pain in the butt. I'll never do that to put that in. I'm always going to do it with the wheels on. And the people who did it with the wheels on, they edited out all their headaches. And they just glossed over it by saying, you got to make sure when you pump air in it that you have it beaded because that's the most difficult part. That is the most difficult part. And you saw me struggle with it. And you saw the little tips that I suggest and I used. I think the biggest tip is going to be to get a battery-powered air pump instead of the old-fashioned bicycle pump like I used, because with the battery pump, you'll be able to sit down right by the tire on the ground and gently put the air in and then use your hands to make sure that the tire is seated right as you pump it up. That's, I think, is the key to success. When I get my new bike, I'm gonna order a battery-powered pump. And when I get my new bike, I'm going to put flat out in it, and we'll do an abbreviated version of the flat out. So once again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Don't believe all the YouTube videos because they're really good editors. You can't even tell they edit it. You have to really pay attention to the comments they make. So that's the end of flat out. The most important thing, don't be afraid to try. Worst comes to worst, you take it to a bike shop to finish the job or to put new tubes in or whatever. But don't be intimidated. All right, my friends, I love you all. See ya.